cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Dirk. Hi, Timon. I was wondering about you just this morning, in fact. Good to see you. I'm going to unmute everybody for the moment. How how are we on this? It feels like a Monday to me. How is everybody? That good, huh? Yeah, me too. I was especially, well, welcome. I'm TW Hawk, for those of you that don't know, which is none of you, for those other viewers at home. Uh, yeah, I just took the coldest shower of my life, and that was really exhilarating. So I feel like that kind of woke everything up. So how are you feeling awake today, Sharon?
Yeah, I just
Yep,
uh,
Timon. Yeah.
I recently I saw this bioenergetics. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's
Mm.
like ways of stretching. So I do that every morning now, and
Mm.
so that really wakes me up. It's these very uncomfortable positions. Basically, it's like you just stand up. If you make a bow, you make yourself like as big as possible, and you just lean back, and you sort of you feel all the tension in your chest and your belly. It's like oh, everything becomes vibrant, and it's a really good way to sort of ground and get into your body as soon
Mm.
as you wake up.
Do a little morning stretches, essentially.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's good. How long is that practice?
It's only like um, 5 to 10 minutes somewhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have a morning practice that they engage in to wake up the body or the spirit?
I should. I don't. But I do, but I miss it. So I should look. I am thinking of what a good routine would be because I am experiencing in these times that I am more of a routine kind of guy than I thought I was. So that would actually be very helpful. So thanks, Timon, for the tip. I'll look that up.
And when you say routine, Dirk, what do you mean by routine?
Um, I mean that it helps to have some kind of structure in your day. And now it's just whatever time I wake up, and it doesn't really matter what I do, or I can do the things I have to do, I can do at any given time. It's, I don't know. It's, yeah, that, I
No
guess.
structure. So giving you some sense of order in the chaos. Is,
I guess, yeah.
is everyone else feeling somewhat disordered or chaotic in their day or in their flow, or have you acclimated to a sense of flowing and being with just what is? Or
I think for me,
we're feeling quiet today.
yeah, for me, I can be comfortable with just flowing, but at some point I start judging myself because I feel I'm not efficient, I'm not productive, I'm not getting a lot done, and then the guilt comes, and then I'm not comfortable anymore with the flowing. It's a bit like that.
Does anybody else relate to that sense of guilt? Or I know I can have that too. And the people I've been speaking to in California in the entertainment industry, I know they have a sense, it's like that sense of wanting or needing to be doing something, but then really, upon reflection, what really needs to be done? What's the rush? And so, yeah, that sense of feeling that should, like you said, Dirk, don't should on yourself. When you find yourself saying should, it's like there is no really good reason why you should be doing something. It's like just being with what is in the moment, because this isn't going to last forever. And so to look back on it and think, oh, I didn't take advantage, or I didn't just embrace my laziness that I was feeling at the time. Yeah. Or just indulge in all the waves of emotion that come through. I've been riding that quite a bit and experiencing periods of productivity or enthusiasm, and then kind of a gentle malaise, or just really just sitting on my couch and contemplating life, and just listening to music or meditating or just being. And so I'm trying to give myself permission to do that. And that's what today's meditation will be about. But I do want to read something now that you brought this up, and it's been on my mind for a while. Please, Sharon.
Yeah, I'd just like to share anything, just to connect. Yesterday I do Bar and Katie work as my daily practice. At the moment, that is my most steady practice, which is listening to my beliefs. And there's a lot of beliefs, triggers that comes up. So yesterday I did something on my work, because I don't work now, because I work with touch. And now this was like, oh, I should create structure and create something online. And then I did the turnarounds, and one of the beautiful insights was my work is my practice, my spiritual practice. My work is my spiritual practice. My work is for me. What I do there for others, it's also for me. The touch, the presence, the care, the empathy, it is for me. So, and then I had a phone call yesterday with a lover I had like 6 years ago or something, from a tantric community, and we started to talk about all that era. So this morning I woke up like 5:30 or something, and first I was irritated. I thought, oh, it was probably because I had this talk too late yesterday and it disturbed me, And then I sat up and I did some work on it, and I also we did a meditation last week about the past, and it was like, yeah, this last 9 years has been so intense, and I have been moving around and houses and places and been all over the world and met so many people. So I started to contemplate, and when I was younger, I used to keep a diary to keep structure, but now I was like, was it in 2012 or 11? Was I in Bali or Thailand or Costa Rica? I was like, it was like cleaning out my memory box and to have an overview of the last 9 years, kind of. And I felt like, wow, I need that clarity will help me to create structure in my work also. Everything is so related. Where there is like mess somewhere in one area, or not processed or not, digested fully, it's like, how can I just go on with something new? There's no space for it. And it was a lot of tears and in grief and in gratitude, and very emotional also. So regarding structure, I give myself very little pressure at the moment, but I have some key things. I do a little bit of yoga. I do some belly, the in and out thing. I have stopped eating sugar. I take a cold shower every day. I should at least do some twists, because that's where I stiffen up. So I have like some few anchor points, but it's not very demanding. And some of the anchor points is also about emptying instead of filling up with action. No sugar, no laptop or computer in my bedroom. So I sleep much better now. because I have been not sleeping well for a long time, and I have been bringing my work or Netflix into my bedroom, and now I'm not allowed to do that.
Like that. I like that. Well, it's setting setting a new discipline for oneself. Yeah. It's the like the routine. So let me just see if I have this printed. I can go to my laptop too. Okay. I think I'm going to have to look on my laptop. So forgive me for 1 second while I look. But this is on routine versus ritual. So let's see. You guys are still seeing me, right? Here we go. Okay. This is PDF. So this is a piece on routine versus ritual and the distinction between them. So let me read this. I can share my screen with you guys too on it. Share screen. Where are we? Here we go. Oh. There's a little music too. All right. So, can you all see? Are you seeing this? Yeah? Now I need to clear it for myself. Okay, routine versus ritual. There are those things, habits, patterns, processes that reoccur in our lives, maybe daily, maybe several times a day. The things we regard as routine, perhaps the alarm clock waking us up at a set time, the breakfast we make for ourselves, the drive to work, the Monday morning staff meeting. We know these things by rote. They don't seem to change. We've done them 1,000 times. They are predictable and boring. And there are rituals, making our morning cup of coffee, lighting candles, and slipping into a steaming bath at the end of the day, going to yoga Saturday morning, having a set brunch with a friend, or a standing doubles tennis match, or Sunday family dinner. These rituals are important, powerful, and there is ceremony around them. There is something sacred in the act of doing them. They are activities we look forward to, activities we miss when they are absent from our schedule. And this is the difference between ritual and routine. One is sacred, ceremonial, and when it's missed, we feel the lack. Routine is like a requirement or a prerequisite for a degree. You've got to do it. There's something to learn, but it's not an elective. Not something we would necessarily choose or opt into. Rituals have power for us. They are something that we'll guard, activities to protect, playtime with our children, dinners with dad, walks on the beach with mom, movies with a friend. Routines come and go. There can be something meditative in their repetition as we zone out while doing them. Rituals are not routine. They are unique each time they are performed because we are different each time. Change, transformed by the act of doing them. Rituals require our attention, necessitate our presence by definition. We can commune with the divine while our focus is concentrated on the act of ritual. That's the power of presence, the potency of moments, and the rite of ritual. Learn to recognize the difference between routine and ritual and bow to the sacred moments that ritual provides. because it's the routine of ritual that will rescue us from the ritual of routine. Da-dum-dum. Hi. So, I don't know if that strikes anyone. That's actually not a chapter in the book. That's one of the pieces that didn't quite make it to this volume. But yeah, do you have a distinction for yourself between routine and ritual? Does that resonate for you? Like this, I know you mentioned, Dirk, routine, and I'm not judging or casting a judgment on routine, and I certainly understand routine, but just that distinction between like this ceremonial act, which can be making the bed, or it can be brewing the tea or coffee in the morning, or doing, as you said, Sharon, your stretches, or that you do your biokinetic, your ritual. It just requires presence. Like we're really in our awareness when we're in the act of ritual, contrasted to the routine, which could be riding the metro to work. It's like we're doing it and we can almost do it, we zone out while doing it. It's like we're not fully present, we're elsewhere. Does that contrast resonate for everyone or anyone? And is there a way you can bring some kind of attention or awareness to what is ritual versus routine during this time? Anyway, it's just a seed of something to consider. I think rituals are really important right now, especially in this abundant time we have of the self to create new rituals for ourselves. Of which, yeah.
I feel like because routine is maybe also things you sort of have to do, like they just automatically flow into your life, and now of course all those things kind of fall away. Like let's say the commute work, so we have to bring sort of presence into everything we do. We have to be proactive about everything we do, and in that way it sort of becomes, I think, pretty much everything becomes a ritual, maybe, because there's that proactive energy. So that's funny to think about.
I like that, proactive. And it really is. I mean, during this period, like when things start to relax and we can go back to our routine or requirements, or I was thinking of you, like you're taking a required class, it's not an elective, and the rituals are more electives. We don't have to do them, we choose to do them, and so there's another degree of import that we pay them, or more attention that we pay to them. And this is a time to like create these new rituals for ourselves that, well, I say like the routine of ritual, so that we can bring that into our daily practice when the quarantine relaxes or what have you. Okay, so that was just something spontaneously that came up, Dirk, because you mentioned it. But we go into our meditation, and what I'd like to bring into meditation today is this inner child. It's a meditation for the inner child in each of us, and I feel that riding these tides, these waves of different, lethargy, or, Sharon, like you said, waking up early and being irritated, or woke up tired today and then needed a cold shower to like revitalize myself. But just, indulging in satisfying the inner child. It's like a child doesn't really judge how it's feeling. I don't think a child really feels should. A child is, it just feels sleepy and goes to sleep. It's hungry and it wants to eat. It's really in the flow. And so tapping into that aspect, that's what I'd like to do in today's meditation. So yeah, just have that intention. Is like let's all connect with the inner child, which is unique to each of us. So those will be the images, and like that softness of a child, or a kitten, or a puppy, or that feeling of they're just extra sweet and cuddle worthy. Okay. I'll start with the singing bowl, and then let's let the tones of the singing bowl take us, lead us into the meditation. Okay. And there may be a little bit of banging from upstairs, but just go with it. Here we go. Let's just focus on our breath. And how we're breathing right now. If it's with ease or a little labored. If it's deep or shallow. How is the breath of a sleeping child? Those sweet and rosy cheeks. With its head back in the car seat or laying in its crib or lying cradled in your arms. How does that child breathe? Naturally and non-judgmentally. Just perfectly content in its own awareness. Having its sweet dreams. Let's picture that child, whatever age resonates for you. Can be an infant or a toddler or just a preschooler. But let's picture that child as our own inner child. That part of ourselves that's ever young, ever innocent, joyful, sweet, one might even say naive, happy, and just profoundly in the moment. So let that syncing of your breath with this child's breath that you're observing sleeping, and let it bring that child to a state of wakefulness from a delicious little nap. And as its eyes open, it smiles at you. It's you smiling upon yourself. Rubs its eyes, looking up at you, staring down at it or holding it in your arms. But this child it's big enough to play. And to take you by the hand. And as it rises and stretches, reaching its arms towards the heavens, and yawning and greeting the day and the moment, awakening from the nap, refreshed. It reaches out its little palm for your hand. So if you've ever been taken by the hand by a child, you know that eager, excited feeling of anticipation and playfulness as that child smiles and takes your palm, enveloping its little hand, and leads you from the room or from the inside to the garden, into the sunlight, into the sound of the birds chirping and the flowers blooming and the trees swaying. And the laughter, as if from all of the creatures of the earth rising to meet the laughter of this child. What is the nature of this little being tugging you by the hand, urging you to leave your grown-up concerns behind? Where is it leading you? Is it down a path? Is it through a gate? Is it onto a playground where there's hopscotch or a little climbing gym or a merry-go-round or a big sandbox? Or is it just kneeling down in the grass and pulling you to your own knees beside it, so that you can start to imagine some fantastic play among the greenery, an empire of insects, a flurry of ladybugs and caterpillars and grasshoppers. Or are you playing in the sand, burying your feet and your legs, covering you, patting your thigh with the little hands? So if you were to imagine this is your inner child, what are the features of your inner child? What color is your inner child's eyes? What color is your inner child's hair? Is it blowing in the breeze? Does it have crazy curls? Or is it long and straight, tied back in a ponytail, or cut short? Is there a little peach fuzz along its arms? What are the qualities of its little fingers and nails. Does it have the dirt of the earth under the nails, or are they cut short, like little miniature hands? So sweet, and yet so dexterous. What about the lips? Are they sweet and pink? Are they tight and drawn? Are they making bubbles? What is the quality of the language? Is your inner child speaking in whispers close to your ear? Or is it speaking in one of the several languages that you know? What's the preferred way for your own inner child to communicate with you? And what is it telling you? What is it saying? Is it reassuring you that everything will be all right? Is it making something of the noises outside or around you? Some made-up story about the work that's happening, the treehouse that's being constructed, or the creatures busy underground, banging away and digging and drilling. Somehow the child knows how to just integrate all of the external forces and influences and just flow with whatever comes. Integrative play. Just brings in whatever sounds or sights or feelings whatever might arise, it greets with a smile. Or laughter. What story is your inner child making of the noises happening around it at this moment? And when you connect with your inner child and sit with that part of yourself that's innocent and kind and sweet to your own needs, accepting of your own desires. What is it counseling you to indulge in right now? Is it something sweet to eat? Or is it taking a few moments to yourself? Or is it laying to rest, curling up in a warm spot in your home? Or making yourself something nurturing to drink or to snack on? Is it putting on a soothing piece of music or calling a friend to hear their voice, or just reaching out to a parent just to find out if you're safe and loved? What message does your inner child have for you? Where it will give you complete permission for whatever inclination you might harbor in this moment or throughout your day. How might you call to your inner child when you're feeling the demands of should, when you're feeling the tug of have to, when you're feeling the need of routine? Can you conjure your inner child and call them to you so you can ask your inner child to put its hands on your face and look you in the eye and give you permission to give yourself whatever it is you might be asking for. Because your inner child always knows what's best. Always knows what's most nurturing, most loving, most kind. It's that part of ourselves that hasn't learned to judge, hasn't learned embarrassment, hasn't learned criticism. It's that ever young and renewing aspect of our being that can just shrug its shoulders at any turn of events and just move forward happily, skipping, frolicking, hopscotching, meandering. Children always have a way of moving that isn't trudging. It's not labored. It always has a dance in its step. Whether it's running up the stairs or skipping from the backyard into the kitchen for a snack. It's ever playful. How can we give ourselves permission to play and turn all of the minutes of our day into an opportunity to play? Inviting each moment to be a participant in whatever we can imagine. So this inner child is a metaphor for our intuition. Because that intuitive sense has no guile. It has no cunning, no manipulation. A child, like our intuition, tells it like it is. It holds no secrets. Harbors no ill will. It's all accepting and embracing, and it wants what's best for you. So as we move forward into our day and the rest of our week, when we find ourselves confronting feelings of guilt or requirement or should, take a pause to connect with that intuitive inner child and sit and play with it in the sand or on the earth or in the garden. Reach for its little hand and wait until you feel its tiny outstretched palm in your own palm. And then ask in that moment, what is it you would lead me to? Where are you, my inner child, desiring to take me? Where can we go together? And that inner child will guide you with its own beguiling wisdom to your source of divine happiness. So be gentle with yourself, just as you would be gentle with this inner child. Nurture and love and caress its pure, unadulterated spirit. And allow it to be the boss of you for a change. Let that inner child be the boss. Let's take a moment to bow to this inner child, or give it a kiss or a hug, or tickle its toes. However you want to meet it, to convey your gratitude for its Buddha-like wisdom. This little babe. And recognize that it's always there. It's part of you, it's within you. And you can call it to you whenever you feel a should coming on. Thank you, little inner being. I'll sound the singing bowl and think of it like it's calling your child back to sleep, like the sound of a sung nursery rhyme or the gentle chimes of blowing in the wind that lull it back to sleep. Excuse me, we can open our eyes and kind of wake that adult part of ourselves again. Hello, hello. Did everyone get a chance to commune with their inner child? A little bit? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just offering these different kind of visualizations or metaphors. Uh, yeah, even for myself when I think about that, because I have the same feelings of like a desire to be productive or take advantage or should or what have you. And it came to me, had that insight about intuition, because it's that guileless part of ourselves. And if we think of our intuition, talk to our higher self or our intuitive self or speak to spirit, and just that idea of the little child reaching its hand out to us, we've all had that experience. And you take their little palm and they pull you wherever they want to take you, and it's just so, and you have to just surrender to it. That's so powerful. And it's like, where are you leading me? Where are we going? What's our play going to be like? It's, I think we've all had that experience, and so that seemed like a powerful way to just indulge in this childlike part of ourselves that is so intuitive and just wants to give us, I mean, we say out of the mouth of babes comes all this wisdom. And we still have that part of ourselves that we can access at any time. So, yeah. And beginner's mind is also, I'm sure we've all heard that notion. It's like when we fill up with our experience and our expertise, we tend to enter situations or relationships or circumstances without the beginner's mind, where we know what to expect, or we have certain outcomes that we've come to know that have become routine for us. But starting any practice, entering any practice like meditation with a beginner's mind, like this is the first time I'm doing this, and so being able to, like a child, where they're always like, wow, wow, everything they see, everything is new. Wow, look at this, look at that. And we've come to accept it as these mundanities almost of life, rather than finding that wow awareness in everything. So this is a truth serum actually. The spontaneous now, so being in the moment and just in that sense of the spontaneous, like a child just spontaneously creating fun and play. The spontaneous now gives rise to the perpetual wow. The spontaneous now gives rise to the perpetual wow. So, allow some wow into your life today. How can you wow yourself? Can you think of any ways or feel into any ways how you might wow yourself today? Can you take a wow nap? I'm going to have a wow nap today. That's what I want. And pancakes. And what else could be fun? It's like I would have a milkshake if I could. Or, I don't know, my favorite cereal. Or color with crayons, outside the lines. Or watch a movie or some program that It's like, as a kid, you have your favorite shows. Anybody? These sparking ideas? Sharon, I see you looking.
In this listening mode, like knowing that melt inside. And I was sitting here today and I thought I would do one more like writing process, but then I just saw my body go to the shower because I was cold, so it's also like allowing myself to be surprised by my impulses, as you said, just follow those basic needs. I'll also definitely have a nap today since I didn't sleep much last night. And I have my day bed also, which is a cozy blanket, and like maybe I put 2 blankets on, so I'm sure I'm warm enough. And so be surprised by my impulse. Now, if I was, it's like, yeah, let's see what the body is telling me. Yeah.
Love that. Exactly right. Yeah, it sounds nice. Just curl under a blanket. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I just want to do that.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Timon?
Yeah, I don't really have anything specific, but more like the inner child, just shrug everything off, like sort of let go and keep flowing in that. Just do whatever I feel like doing. Just be playful about everything and don't make a point of things. Just let them continue, let them unfold, and just go through my day like that. It sounds really nice.
Great. Derek, Arena?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I'll just let, as you said in meditation, let the inner child be the boss, and then I'll be surprised. So there's nothing that comes to mind right now, but I'm sure if I let the inner child be the boss, I'll be surprised and follow that surprise. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, the be the boss. It's like little kids, they're like, you're not the boss of me, But I love the idea of like giving that inner child the boss designation. Like, okay, when you consign yourself, resign yourself to their play, and they're like, you need to do this, or you need, wear that dress, or, they'll correct you're not doing it right. It's like I love that the kids can be the boss. They have something in mind. So yeah, listening to giving someone that authority, but that child, and being surprised, that's perfect. That's exactly it. Being open to surprise. Expecting surprise, to be surprised. Irina, should I put you on the spot?
Yeah, I like the idea of taking a nap. So I'm a bit jealous that you guys are going to do that.
Let's all have a nap.
I have to work after this, but maybe later in the day. However, I just remembered one of my favorite childhood foods. So I might just make that for dinner. In my country, we used to have like fried potatoes with eggs on top and ratatouille. So that was one of my favorite dishes. So I might just have that tonight, yeah.
Comfort food.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe watching something, something fun. Or
yeah. I think we all deserve to treat ourselves like children. I have this chapter. Let's see. This is only okay. We'll end with this. I'm going to share the screen again. 1 second. I want to share. Where? Here we go. Do. Okay. So this is a chapter from my book. Oops. And this is in the Child's Play section. So, and the theme for is to be a lifelong student is prudent. So this is just a page. I'll read it to you guys. You can read along too. Can you see it all right? Treat everyone like children. Because we've heard that, right? It's like, don't treat me like a child. So treat everyone like children. Even though this may sound like a degrading way to treat another, it's actually the opposite and a perfect way of being in the world. Treat everyone like a child, which is to say, with the utmost kindness, consideration, and humanity, with patience and a sense of humor, with play and heart and hugs. You'll likely have to repeat yourself often. A good joke or a worthwhile lesson or a captivating story is worth repeating after all. Be in the moment. Choose laughter as your ground state. Cry if it hurts. Wipe away tears quickly and easily. Sing-song thoughts or lessons or important matters to recall the teaching and to make them stick in your memory. And why not? After all, we're all God's children. We are all babes born to the universe, sheer zygotes on a cosmic time scale. When passing a tottering toddler or a babe in a stroller or a tucked-in tot in its parent's arms, is our first thought to take advantage of that little being? Or is it to recognize the big, soulful spirit in a pint-sized package? Do we plan to elicit a smile or tears, connect or disengage, spew acid or spout sweetness, sprinkle salt or sugar? It's the same thing with grown-ups. As each one passes, think of them as little children making their way in the world. Each encounter is a unique experience that could shape their way of being. Each moment is fresh, born anew. So don't intimidate, lessen, criticize, burden, frighten, or scold. Instead, enlighten, enliven, and empower. Elicit a smile, create a connection, offer an olive branch, make a new friend. Treat everyone like children, and maybe they'll do the same for you. And one day, we'll all celebrate a birthday in the park, where we're all young at heart. Truth Serum. Treat everyone like children, and maybe they'll do the same for you. After all, we're all God's children. Okay. So that kind of sticks with the theme that we were all converging on. So that's the homework assignment for all of us, is to give ourselves a cuddle or get under the covers or make ourselves our favorite food. Yeah. Just really have a conversation with that inner child and allow it to surprise you, like Dirk said. Anybody have anything else before we close? I do want to mention one thing, which is the supporting the circle of truth, the circular economy. Circle. There's a link for Bunk or PayPal. Any amount is okay and appreciated, and so, it doesn't have to be like an every session thing. It can be every few. It can be, it can be a couple euros, like whatever you feel called, and it's really to keep the energy exchange happening, and also just to support the time and energy that I'm putting into it, but also like my subscription to Zoom, so that I can keep the monthly subscription and whatever the little things are. So anyway, it's not a requirement, of course, and I'm just pleased to have you here one way or the other. And obviously, the Euros can be tight right now because we don't know what the future holds. However, if you feel called, I would it would be very appreciated. So, when and how, there should be a link in the group. I think you've seen it. Yeah. Everyone good? And spread the word, please. Also, if you let people know or share the link for Thursday. I'd love to expand the group. I've been promoting it on Facebook and what have you, but I think I need to get another way of getting people to commit to the time, but it's great to have everyone come back. I feel like the strength in the circle and having each person share. So thank you for that. Beautiful beings.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Stay.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I'll see you next time. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao. Ciao,
Thank you.
ciao, bellas. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao. Ciao, bello. Ciao, bello.
Ciao.
Ciao.